Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe back, and I'm gonna do my June 2020 book haul. So I have like 15 books here, a little bit more than I planned to buy in the month, but it just kind of happened that way, which is typical right now. As I said, I am still tracking everything. I just bought a little bit more. So, 10 of them were new that I bought online, and then 5 of them I bought online through the online through Pal's bookstore. So there was a sale one of the days for Pal's, so I got 5 books for a really good price. They are not great copies. I really don't like to buy used copies without seeing them unless they say like new or, you know, really very good condition. I'm very I'd rather know what I'm getting. But again, I took a chance on these, and there's only one that I was really just like I'm not kind of happy with, but considering what I paid, I guess I can't complain too much, and I could at least read it and see what happens. So I'll go through the used ones first, and then we'll talk about the new ones. So I did pick up The Pickwick Papers by Charles Dickens. I bought this. It was a pretty beat up copy, but I decided to give this a shot. I did own a copy of this a while ago, but it was a really messed up copy. I don't know what I did to it. I think I got it used somewhere, and it just traveling over the years, it destroyed it. Anyway, so I've been wanting to read this one again. I tried to read it in my 20s. Right after college, I think I tried it, and I didn't get into it. So I want to give it one more shot after thoroughly enjoying Bleak House recently, last year. I want to pick up some more Dickens, and I read Hard Times as well. But anyway, but I still would like to read some of his more earlier stuff. This is before the Victorian period, so this is late Georgian, or, you know, because it was published right around in the 1837 and 8, I think is 36 and 7. So, you know, again, it's in that time frame but it's talking about stuff in the late Georgian period. So, and it has to do with this paper, and I guess it's more, you know, drawing on the people who work there, and I guess there's supposed to be some big lawsuit thing in here. I don't know, or some kind of something going on. So I don't know anything about it, but I want to read more Dickens, and I'm going to give that one a shot. If I like it, I will probably get a better copy. That was just to get me through. So this is the one I was kind of a little disappointed about, but since I didn't pay a lot, I'm not going to be too mad about it. But this is 1066, The Year of the Conquest by David Hallworth. So this is a historical, you know, a history on the conquest. It's really short. It was published in like 1977. I don't know what version this is. I was like, it's pretty old. I didn't realize how old it was, I guess. So so we'll see if I get along with it. I don't know. It's history. You know, I have read stuff on that, but not recently. And so I wanted something small and quick. It's really small. And then I picked up The Last Werewolf by Glenn Duncan. And I don't remember where I saw this, or it's just been on my wish list for a really long time. And it has to do with Jack, who is the last werewolf. And he is kind of at that point where he's been alive for, what do they say, for a really long time. I don't remember how long they say. And he's like, I am ready to just, you know, pack it in. I think even though he, you know, does things to try to keep himself lively, he thinks that he's thinking about killing himself. And there are 2 groups who are out to keep him alive for very different reasons. So I don't know what those are. So something nefarious, I'm sure. So, and then I have Sex with the Queen by Eleanor Herman. So there's 2 books. There's Sex with the Queen and then Sex with the King. And this one has to do with 900 years of vile men and lovers and passionate politics. So I think this focuses on the men. I don't know, actually. I don't know which way it goes. It's like, it looks like it's the females and then who they knew. So that's kind of how, I mean, it's focusing on the female who is the royal and stuff. So we'll see. Anyway, it sounded really interesting. I do probably want to get the other one as well, but I know I just saw somebody talk about these on some channel. I don't remember. It was not someone I had subscribed to, so I can't remember who it is. But I know that they talked about that one was better than the other, but I'm still going to give that one a shot. That's the one that they had. I just picked the one they had. And then this is also something I've read before. This is one I've read before anyway, his Book Love by Debbie Tung. And so this is so cute. It's all, you know, very bookish, very shy, bookish stuff, but it's like, you know, little drawings and stuff. And I really enjoyed it when I got it from the library last year at some point. I think it was last year, some point, or the year before. And they had a copy, so that helped me get over the number or over the quantity I needed to get the free shipping. So anyway, so those are all the used ones I got. So now I'll go through the new. I'll go through the fiction first. I picked up Rebel by Beverly Jenkins. It is Women Who Dare, the first book in that series. I have not read anything by her, although she's a name that I know in the romance genre. I follow her on Twitter, so I've heard of her. I just hadn't picked up any of her books. And again, it's because I kind of have been trying to hold off not buying too many more historicals because I have so many, but this one I decided to take a chance on because I heard really good things about it. Has to do with a woman who is, so we're talking about the times right after the Civil War, and she is coming from out east going to New Orleans to help set up a school, and of course it does not go well because not everybody wants a school there anyway for Black children. So she's in trouble with that, and then there's a man who was, I'm guessing he was in the Civil War because he's captain. Anyway, so he's helping her. He's born and raised in New Orleans, so he's already you know, trying to establish stuff. He's like, I think, an architect or something. So it sounds really cool. Anyway, I don't know, but we'll see. The reason I finally bought one is because I saw that Shannon Ridler was reading Forbidden, which is another book in another series. But I heard so much about this one that I thought I'd pick it up. And then I picked up As Bright as Heaven by Susan Meisner. So I think I picked it up because it's on the Spanish flu epidemic in 1918 in Philadelphia, and it's talking about a family that has 3 girls, and they moved to there, and then like right away the epidemic happens. So again, it's kind of a different epidemic, but kind of, you know, nowadays kind of thing. But then again, so this is back in 1918, and then it's them taking in an infant whose parents had passed away from it, and then how that all changes their lives, I'm guessing. I don't know. I just hear really good things. I guess a couple months ago a lot of people were reading it, so I thought, I got a copy. I finally broke down and bought one. I picked up A House for Mr. Biswa? Is that how you say it? Biswas? Anyway, by V.S. Nepal. And I think I saw this on Karen at Runwright Reads talk about this, and so I had it on my wish list, and I finally just bought it. So this was talking about a man who was told that his whole life is going to bring misfortune. And it pretty much does, and how it goes through his life, and what he really wants is a house of his own. And so I don't know. We'll see. She raved about it. I don't know. Sounded good. In post-colonial Trinidad. So anyway, sounds interesting. And then I picked up The Last Thing You Surrender by Leonard Pitts Jr. So a lot of people were reading this a couple months ago as well, and I couldn't at the time pick up the book, so I picked up a copy though to get, and it has to do with three different people, and they're showing from during World War II, from Pearl Harbor, and then going some of them going to fight in other places like into Germany. So anyway, I hear it's really, really good. So we will see about that. Okay, so then my nonfiction, I picked up Barracoon, the story of the last black cargo by Nora Zil Hurston. So I have seen this book when it first came out. I did think about getting it a long time ago, and I didn't get around to it. And then, of course, with everything, other people were reading it, and I saw it again, and I thought, well, I'm gonna get that. So it sounds like it's really interesting. Zora Neale Hurston, I haven't read anything from her except I read Their Eyes Were Watching God, like, in college, and I can't actually find my copy anymore, so I don't know what I did with it, because I don't remember it all that well because it's been so long, so I might need to get another copy of that. But this is her interviewing Kudzu Lewis, who I guess was like the last survivor who had made the transatlantic journey. So anyway, so it sounds very interesting. I should read that. And then A Buzz in the Meadow by Dave Golson. So this is the book that I've been wanting to read after I finished A Sting in the Tail by him early in May. This is what is talking about his property in France and how he was letting it go so that it would return to nature. And I'm really excited to read this because of A Sting in the Tail made it sound so interesting. So this is I think his 33 acres in France that he and then he talks about what happens on that. So this is definitely a book I want to pick up pretty soon. I really enjoyed his writing, and I want to read more of his books. I did pick up The Light of Truth, Writings of an Anti-Lynching Crusader by Ada B. Wells. I've had this on my wish list for many years, and I finally just paid the price because it was a really expensive book. I mean, it was $19 on the back cover here, and I paid just a little bit under that because I just wanted to read more on her. She definitely was somebody who stood up for rights for all people, and she was very much, for being a Black journalist, she wrote about very hard topics and had to go and went through a lot of things herself. So I want to read at least some of her writings and stuff. So I've read about them in other books recently that I've been listening to. So she's definitely somebody I want to research and read more about. And then I have a book that I'm almost done with right now, listening to it on audio. This is Stamped from the Beginning, The Definitive History of Racist Ideas in America by Ibram X. Kendi. So this was a fantastic read. I just have the epilogue left. I didn't get it finished this morning. So I'm almost done. Got like 12 pages left, but this was really good and very informative of showing how from the very beginning of, the whites being in America and how their ideas of race and of inequality, or who's superior and who's not, and how through the years, through all of our history of America and our United States of America, and how that progressed, and how laws were made to make it sound like, oh, it's supposed to be equal, but it's really not. And this is a really good book to see how you can see the systematic racism built throughout the years and change with every wave of when things were trying to change for the better, then it would go worse. And it's a really great book. I think a lot of people should be reading this right now. Anyway, so I'm really glad I have a copy of that, even though I did get it from my library to listen to. But it's definitely a book I will return to because there's certain eras that I want to look into more. So it was really good. And then I got two books. The last two are for Jane Austen July. The first one is one that I've been hearing so many good things about, which is What Matters in Jane Austen, 20 Crucial Problems Solved by John Mullen. So I have read almost everything of Jane Austen. Really, the only thing I have not read of hers is The Letters, which is what I'm reading, a selection of it this month for July. But I might have to buy the whole set, the one with all the letters later, but right now I have this selected. Anyway, but I've read all the novels and all her juvenilia and all her partials and everything that we have access to. So I do want to read this month. And again, I hear it's really, really good about deep diving into Jane Austen and stuff. So I'm really excited for that. And then I also got Elegant Etiquette in the 19th Century by Mallory James. So this covers the Regency period as, you know, in the late Georgian period, and then also the Victorian period. And so I hear it's pretty good. As I said, it's I saw both of these on Katie's at Books and Things. She's again, she's running Jane Austen in July, so I've signed them both on them. So anyway, I'm looking forward to this one too, because again, both periods, the whole 19th century is interesting to me. So I do want to read a little bit more on this. I'm hoping to get to this month. It's not on my TBR, so we'll see. It matters if I have time. So that's all the books I got in June. A little bit more than I was planning, but again, I bought the used books because of the sale, and then I bought a few extra other books just cause I wanted them. Anyway, so I think it's pretty diverse with what I got, so I think I did pretty good. So anyway, if there's anything in here you think I should read sooner rather than later, or something that you really, really enjoyed, let me know so I could move it up on my TBR. You know my TBR is huge, so it's sometimes hard, but it'd be nice to know if there's something that you really enjoyed. So anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.